Hey everyone, Brian here. It's Wednesday, January the 13th. So halfway through the week here, and market's feeling a little tenuous, even though we continue to grind higher. I think the trend is still to the upside, but again, we had a pretty low volume day, so we'll go through that. We'll just start out by looking at the futures here. Things looking pretty good, where the Dow's looking to open well into the green. It's funny, the Q's kind of led the charge today, but they're looking like they're going to open down. So money keeps rotating in and out of these different indexes. You can see here the IWM was one of the biggest losers today, and they look like they're going to open up in the green here. What else is going on the futures? Gold is down quite a bit. Silver's down quite a bit. Oil's down quite a bit. It's had a nice run. But, and you can see here, we had a bit of a pullback on the yields today, and you can see we're up right now on all of these yields. I think the trend is for yields to continue to go higher. This was a bit of a pullback. So let's take a look at the indexes. And we'll start out with the transports as we usually do here. You see we had an inside day, down day on the transports. We were down about 0.5%, maybe a little more. And RSI here is rolling over a little bit. So again, it just feels like we're kind of stalling out here. We're kind of running out of momentum, if you want to call it that. You can see here the stochastics kind of flattening out. So again, it just seems like we're running out of steam. We need another impetus to move higher. We're going to start kicking off earnings season, I think, in a little while, but maybe that'll drive us higher. Here's the yields. We did pull back today, and certainly we're getting quite overbought here, so not surprising we're getting a bit of a pullback. Again, stochastics really overbought here. So again, we're still in this nice uptrend, and I think we will continue that direction unless we get some price action that shows that we're going to change direction. Right now, certainly establish the uptrend, which means good for the banks' financials as yields go up. You can see here Dow almost flat on the day, really didn't move much. Volume, not bad. Again, we just seem to be flattening out here, trading in a very, as each day goes by, the trading range gets a little narrower. So again, we're just kind of, almost feels like we're in a wait and see mode now. The IWM, again, as I said, this was the index that didn't do very well today. Again, we were pretty extended. You can see here we're overbought, so not surprising. We got a bit of some profit taking, maybe some pullback here. Again, we're still pretty overbought on all the indexes, or on the indicators, I should say. The Qs were the ones where most of the money rotated into today. You could see that as we were trading the open. Qs were strong, so we ended up on the day about 0.7%. Again, volume wasn't very good to the upside, which if you want to move to the upside and look for conviction, you like to see volume, and right now the volume was definitely not there. Stochastics rolling over and heading lower, so this is not necessarily an indication that we're really going to be pushing aggressively higher here. The SPY, again, really just sort of a flat day. We're up about 0.23%. Volume meh. And stochastics rolling over a little bit here. So we're not overbought on RSI. So again, it kind of just feels like we're going to maybe be churning sideways. We might slowly grind higher, but I think we're in a bit of a consolidation phase here on the indexes. The dollar had an inside day today. Had a nice bounce off this prior low, I think going back for 2018, I believe it was. And we've had a nice bounce back, and you can see here now a little bit of a pullback to the moving average, and it'd be interesting to see where this goes now, because now we're sort of at a decision point here. Are we going to hold this 20 moving average, start to grind higher, or are we going to continue to roll over, maybe put in a double bottom? But right now, RSI is looking like it's going to head higher here. MACD looking strong. Stochastics heading higher and above 50. So I think the dollar looks like it's going to firm up here, which of course isn't good for the materials, gold, silver, and emerging markets. If the dollar strengthens, we'll have to be looking at the emerging market trades. And the VIX. Again, the VIX, I was looking at the VIX just to see what it was doing as the markets were kind of churning sideways and it was selling off. So this is kind of an indication that maybe we're not going to sell off. Maybe not go higher, but volatility is kind of coming out of the market here. So again, sort of speaking to the flattening of the indexes. So let's quickly look at the sectors. Sectors, candles at a glance here. Consumer discretionary, again, not much of a move today one way or another. Indecision candle. Bit of a bounce back as we had with technology on the communication side. Technology, again, seemed to be the one that was strong today. Again, although volume light, you can see communication here, volume light as well. Let's take a look. Industrials off a little bit. Materials, of course, down because of the, I would say, strengthening U.S. dollar. Same with oil. Maybe we've had a nice run on oil. A lot of people believe that oil is going to continue to go higher, and of course, it speaks to a recovering economy, maybe later in the year as we get out of this pandemic. Utilities up as the yields came down a bit. And financials, when the yields came down a bit, of course, we had a bit of an inside day here. So if the yields continue to go higher, you can expect the financials to go as well. So let's wrap things up with a bit of the watch stocks here. CLSK looks like it's found a bottom here. I'd be watching that to move higher now. Stochastics look like they're coming back and maybe turning back up again. So CLSK looking good for tomorrow. Fubo I thought had a nice run up and took this overnight and got a nice gap up on it. And right now I'm not holding any of it, but we'll be watching this pullback now after this big pop. See if it flattened out a bit. If we get a couple days pullback, maybe it'll move higher. Still watching GBTC. This was a kind of a crazy day. Really pulled back, but then came back up at the end. Again, really light volume on the Bitcoin trade. GHIV is one that I think it's a SPAC that's going to be, there's a vote coming up on the 20th, a couple days from now, next week, Wednesday, I believe. And so kind of watching this one for a pop. I'm going to maybe take a position in it just to see if we get a pop going into this 20th vote. Again, keeping an eye on these iPod and iPof ones. These are, again, SPACs with, they have nothing in them yet. So either one of them could really pop higher. You wanted some kind of an announcement. LMFA, I'm watching this one because it looks like it's put in a bit of a bottom here at 175. Micron's coming back up here. I think the semis are going to be okay here. There's a shortage right now. Volume again pretty light on this day, so I'm not that's a downside to this, and we're pretty overbought right now. NNMD, I mentioned this one on the weekend, and you can see here I mentioned it at any time. It was if it broke above 10 and held there, that was a good trade for a move higher. Unfortunately, I missed my alert on this one, and I didn't get a chance to get into it. So hopefully some people had that on their radar, but again, I missed my alert on it. And nice move on volume today. This was one that regret of missing out trade. Silver, so again, not going to do well when we're in a rising U.S. dollar environment. And space, if you were on at the close today at the day trading session, I really was talking about taking this overnight. Really liked kind of the way it broke out here, broke out above this this resistance level that I had a gap to fill here. At the last minute, I decided not to take the trade, which I'm seriously regretting right now, and I know some of our members did because I got emails from them. So congrats on taking that trade. I think it was up as much as $6 in the after hour. I did notice it was up. It went out at 384. So yeah, that was a little painful to see that. But yeah, I just don't know why, but I just didn't pull the trigger on that one. Anyway, we'll be watching that one tomorrow. Anything else? Star Peak Energy, it's been on a tear. I just haven't been able to get into it. So that's it, everyone, for the midweek review. Looks like we're maybe going to grind higher as the week goes on. And let's watch the U.S. dollar. If it strengthens, we'll be looking at taking some money out of EM. And, I'm still waiting for an opportunity to get back into gold and silver. And so this is my book on Amazon, How to Swing Trade, if you haven't checked it out. And if you're going to join us in the Bear Bull Trading Room, we'll be starting our live pre-market show at 8:30 as usual, and then trading the market at 9:30. Hopefully we will see you there. Have a great one, everybody. Good night, and hopefully we'll see you in the morning. Bye for now.